Hello, welcome to our new video. Today we're gonna start our promised series about Central Rook opening. I shall be using the book called Yoku Wakaru Nakabisha, which loosely I will translate to Central Rook Well Understood. The same series of the book that we do for the Ishida opening, and they're usually well written, so I'm gonna trust our education on this channel on those series. What you should know is that this book was written in 2010, so there has been some new joseki and so on, but I think it's good to learn the basics first. Especially this book, it's easily written according to the author for 5Q to 1 Dan level. So if you never heard about Central Rook opening, definitely this is gonna be a good series for you. And this book will be about Central Rook, especially without closing this bishop diagonal, as opposed to closed Central Rook, which would be more old style. So in this book, today I will tell you more like introduction of what we're gonna do in the book and what kind of shape should you expect. In the first chapter, we will be talking about quick developments. You probably, as a beginner, saw something like this. You know that you should castle, your king goes toward the castle, and suddenly your opponent is like, nope, I don't castle, I will just continue, start attacking you early on. So the first chapter will be about what should you do in situation like this. This particular position is from climbing silver opening. So this kind of variations will be in chapter 1. Basically, it will answer the question, how should we survive when opponent doesn't give us any time to castle. Next, in the normal swinging rook openings, usually this strategy would be wait for the enemy's attack and then counter attack. Similarly, it would be with closed bishop Central Rook, but with open bishop Central Rook you can actually play more aggressively. This particular diagram is one example of this. We developed our silver in the center, right? And we're attacking the enemy position very aggressive. Another example here, more like middle game, a success example, where we get a horse on the board with something like this. You see, sometimes it's nice to be able to play with more initiative a swinging rook. If you like this type of plays, definitely the Central Rook is something for you. The author then divides two main strategies for Central Rook, one of which would be to keep the central pawn as your merit on the board, as your big point. Here you can see how much dent it creates on the enemy camp. This could be one idea, create vanguard pawn, take it as your attacking point, and the second one is more about exchanging the central pawn. And in this case, kind of opposite to other swinging rooks, we are not afraid of bishop exchange happening. We will accept it gladly and use to our advantage. Now the second chapter of the book will be about something called Gokigen Nakabisha, just loosely translated to happy Central Rook. The main characteristic being, again, the bishop line not being closed. This can be played both by Sente and Gote. You don't have to worry about who has the initiative. He will show us very rapid variation from there called super fast attack. Another one will be this one, where the enemy plays called 7-8, and it will be much slower development, so we'll also learn what to do, and in this case we're gonna transposition to Ishida shape, which is also a very aggressive and cool shape, as we know. Particular example from this opening will be the climbing gold strategy. The enemy will use their gold to put pressure on our rook. We will learn how to deal with it. And then, of course, if you played shogi in a while, you of course know this horrible castle called Anaguma. This book calls it your biggest enemy. It's a very solid castle, and as you know, it's very easy to lose in endgame by making small mistake and then whole game reversing, because the enemy king is so safe. So there will be two variations that the author will be proposing, one which is create Mino castle and attack as soon as possible, and the other one is create high Mino castle and attack immediately as well, which will lead to difficult fights, honestly speaking, from my experience. But it's good to know, like, to have a plan, so the book will give you those two plans. Then we will have, of course, because we're playing swinging rook, it might happen that our enemy also will swing their rook. Here we will have third 5 rook, the Central Rook. We will learn a little bit about that, and then we had Central Rook, but now currently we have 4-5 Rook versus opposing Rook. As a final resort, the author will show you that if you don't like double swinging Rook, you can actually keep your Rook in the center and castle your own king in the left corner into left side Anaguma. It's a cool strategy to know as well. At the end, I hope that you guys will be able to learn about variety of Central Rook's opening. Therefore, you will learn about nature of Central Rook and be able to create your own style with this opening. Yeah. So for today, that's gonna be all. This is just a small introduction. Next time, we're gonna start with an actual line of how to deal with quick attacks without casting. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.